Hey everybody, happy Thursday. How are you guys? Welcome. I hope that you are having an amazing day so far. It is really, really nice out today. I am so happy to just have a little time to be able to go outside after and do some yard work. But I wanted to come on and do a video for you guys because why not? You know, you can't know about Farmasi if I don't show you Farmasi. So let me show you some of my favorite products from Farmasi that I do use, and explain a little bit about them and why I like them. So let me start off with this right here. This is our elixir oil. This is good for your skin, your hair, like it's good for everything, you guys. So I do like to try to start off usually doing my face makeup with this first. And I like to just put that on my skin because it really does hydrate my skin. Makes my skin feel really good, and it smells amazing, you guys. If you are like half asleep or just kind of like down in the dumps, this like it just lifts your spirits. It just awakens your senses, and it just smells so good. So I just put that on. We're gonna let that sit for a second. I usually have my little fan with me, and I forgot to bring it in with me, but that's okay. So like I said, you can use this on your skin, you can use this on your hair, you can use this on your body, like any place on you can use. And I do use this in my hair sometimes. I'll like get it onto my hands, rub it in, and then I'll just go through like my ends. And it kind of just helps to tame those flyaways a little bit too, which is nice. Now the next step I'm going to do, and this is not something I do every single day. It just depends, but we're going to do it because I want to talk to you a little bit about it. So this is our primer, you guys. We have two primers. We have a mattifying primer, and then we have this one here, which is the purple tube. This is our illuminating primer. This is great for you gals that have dry skin like me, and that wants a little bit more glow, a little bit more illumination to pop through your foundation. Now you can use this just as is and don't put anything on top of it. It just gives a beautiful, beautiful glow. So it comes out, it's like this really white, a white cast to it. And then once you put it on your skin, you don't see that white. You're going to just see the glow that it provides. So it does come out white, but it does not stay white on the skin. So I just put that on my entire face, and it's also going to add moisture. So again, if you are a dry skin girl or guy, this is the one for you. But even if you are normal to oily, you can still use this if you want that glow. Because believe it or not, I've had people tell me that they have oily skin, but it never looks like a healthy glow. It just looks like oily. So a lot of my customers that have like normal to oily skin say that they can use this primer, and it just kind of makes that what normally looks just like greasy or oily looks more glowy. Okay, but you can try it. If it works, great. If it doesn't, switch over to the mattifying. Okay, so that is the primer. And you guys know that lately I have been just using the concealer as my foundation. I just like the way it looks, but you can go in with our VFX, which is a full coverage foundation, okay? It's going to give you full all-day coverage. It is a little bit of a thicker formula. It is good for most skin types. And then we have the BB and the CC. So the CC is a color correcting, and then the BB is just like a beauty balm. Both are hydrating in my opinion. Both give light to medium coverage. They are both buildable, so you can get that coverage that you might want. It's not going to be full coverage, but it is going to last you all day, and it is buildable. So if you like a color correcting, let's say you have, like I do, like a lot of imperfections, some redness, if you have melasma, hyperpigmentation, rosacea, unevenness to your skin, you might really like the color corrector. The BB is just somewhat, if you just want a very simple, easy foundation for every day, BB is going to be perfect. You can mix these two together also, so you get the best of both worlds. So you can do a little bit of CC mixed in with your BB and do a custom foundation. So you're going to get that beauty balm, but you're also going to get the color correction added onto it. So this is a really good choice to either individually or mixed together. The other option is the concealers, which is what I've been doing. So right now I have 3 shades. I have been loving this as my foundation. Now I am 55, I'll be 56 this year. I do have dry skin, I have texture. My pores are a little bit more pronounced now. I do have some hyperpigmentation, some melasma, some redness, some even unevenness to my skin. I have these little varicose veins or spider veins, whatever you want to call them. I've had them since I gave birth to my first child. They never went back. So I have that. I have a sunspot right here. I have a little bit of ruddiness like throughout my cheeks, like that ruddiness, but a lot of it is mainly just like spider veins and just, you know, a few age spots and just unevenness to my skin. So if I was going out somewhere and let's say I was going to a function or a party or somewhere where I wanted a little bit more coverage, I will mix these two together. But for every day, just to go out to do errands, to run to the store, the grocery store, whatever, this is what I'm going to turn to, okay? If I decide to wear makeup. There's days when I just put the primer on, a little mascara, and some lip gloss, and I call it a day. You know, it is what it is. I'm going to be 56. My skin's not going to be perfect. It's going to have texture. It's going to have things, you know, it's lived 56 years. So, I mean, it's not going to be like it was when I was 20 or 30 or 40 years old. My skin's changed and it's not perfect. I don't even know if anyone has perfect skin. I guess some people do, but for the most part, we all have something on our skin, on our face that we may not be so happy about. But for the most part, honestly, I do think at almost 56 years old, I think my skin looks really good. So I'm not ashamed to go out without makeup. Like, it doesn't faze me anymore. Back in the day, it bothered me more. I always had makeup on, but now I'm like, you know what? I've lived 56 years. Like, this is me. You know, every line represents something, every little mark, it all represents 55 years of living. So, you know, I'm okay with that. I am okay with that. So, I am going to go in. I have the shades, let's see, this should be 02, this should be 05. Let's see, 05 should be. Wait a minute. I don't have my glasses on, you guys. That's terrible. Okay, so N5, which is neutral 5, and then I have cool 2, okay? Cool 2, N05. This is in cool 7, I believe. Yeah, this one's cool 7. This is a little bit darker, so I don't use just this on its own. I usually will go in with a lighter shade, and then I just do a couple of dabs of the other one. So I'm going to just show you what I would do if I was just doing this just to go out, like I said, do errands, you know. And I just placed an order because I am literally like scraping the bottom of this. And these have plumping properties in them, which is really going to help plumpen up that skin and make it look super healthy. And of course, if you plump up your skin, what's it going to do? It's going to help to smooth out those lines and all that. So then I'm going to go in with the lightest shade, and I'm going to kind of just dot that in between and like sporadic. No rhyme or reason, you guys. Okay. Now I'm going to take a brush first, and then I'm going to go in with my damp beauty blender. Let me move my hair back so that I don't make a mess. So I kind of go in first with the brush, and I just kind of pounce it in, not fully, just kind of going like that. And then I'm going to take a damp beauty blender, and we're going to start to blend that in, okay? So this is just a damp beauty blender. And you can always add more if you need to. Okay, you can always add more. It's so much harder to try to soften or lighten than it is to just add. So I tend to go in with my lighter shades for my concealer, and then if I want to add a little bit of warmth using one of them, I can go in with that number 7, which is a little bit deeper on me. I'm not fair, but I'm definitely light as far as, like, if you ask me what skin tone I am, I'm definitely light. I'm French. When I tan, I usually tan like a reddish brown, more so than a deep, like, coppery brown tan. I usually burn first, just to give you an idea of my skin. And then I'm going to go in with a little more on my lids, and I'm just going to add a little bit more to that spot. And over here, I do then take my finger and blend that in. Okay. And that's just the area that has the most concern for me. I have like a little red dot there, and then that spot that I showed you before. And then we're just going to lay down some foundation, some concealer on my lid. Okay. And I'm still working out my lighting, you guys. Sometimes I feel like the lighting's too bright on my vanity mirror, but if I don't use a vanity mirror, it's too dark in here and you can't see anything. So I haven't yet found the perfect lighting situation. So I'm working on that. I'm working on it. Okay, up next, if you want to add some warmth back into your skin. Now you could completely leave it this way, just put a little blush and whatever else you want and call it a day. But if you want to add that warmth in, we have 2 ways to do that, okay? You can use our cream contour, or you can go in with our Midnight Touch bronzer. Either way, you're going to be able to add warmth. One is going to be a bronzer with a sponge tip, and it's a really pretty brown. It's a true brown bronze shade, okay? It has a little bit of a terracotta, almost like red undertone, like you can see on me at least, but it's super, super pretty. Now the cream contour stick, which I love in the shade Smize, this is what this one looks like. You can see it's a little bit more brown based, and it almost has a more of a peachy yellow undertone versus this one. Okay, so this is your contour, this is your bronzer. So either one will be good to add that warmth back into your skin. So usually what I do is, I've been using my cream contour a little bit more for right now. In the summer, I definitely go with this one more. So you can take, and you can see it's been well used. This is all that's left, okay? Like you can see me, I'm turning it, nothing. This is what's left. So I do use the products, you guys. I do. So we're gonna go in with this for right now because it gives a little bit of warmth back. Now you can go in right directly on your skin. You can take a brush and go on that way and put it. I usually just go in right on my skin, and I do take it pretty much almost totally across my forehead, because I do have a very big forehead. And then I go above where my cheekbone like indents. I don't go into the hollows of my cheek. I go above. You can do a little bit on the side if you want, like that. Go a little bit below here, and then you can do a little bit here and down there. It's totally up to you, whichever way you want to do it. I choose to go in with my beauty blender, and the reason I do that is because I feel it melts it into the skin a lot better than with just a brush, and it lightens it a little bit for me because this is it's a fairly pigmented product, and it is a little bit on the deeper side. So I feel like this way it looks a little bit more natural than if I was to just go in with the brush. Okay. Now I have used the brush to apply this. I'm not saying that I never do, because I do. It just depends on my mood and like how deep I want it to be. But you can see, even with the damp beauty blender, it's adding a tremendous amount of warmth back into my skin. And you do just want to make sure that you're blending everything out. Okay. Now, the only thing I will say is that when you use the damp beauty blender, you have to be careful that you're not swirling, that you're taking the butt of it and you're pouncing and stippling it in. Otherwise, it's going to pick up what you had on as your base, okay? It'll tend to pick that up or move it around a little bit. So obviously you don't want that, okay? So you can see it added some really pretty warmth. Everything is blended out beautifully. So that would be the two choices. Like I said, I use this more in the summer and this more in the winter, spring, and fall. But you can use it whenever, okay? No bad time to use it. For blush today, I'm going to go in with, I don't know if I want to go in with a cream blush or a powder blush today. I don't use a lot of powdered products, you guys. It's very, very rare. At this point in my life, I feel like powder products do not look good on me. So I tend to not use them, to be honest with you. I use just cream products pretty much 98% of the time. So I'm going to go in with the shade, what do I want to do? I'm going to go in with the shade Fresh. It's a really pretty peachy color, and you can see that one's almost gone too. Most of them are almost gone. This one, same thing. That's what's left of it. So I know a lot of people say, do you really use the products or you just sell them? I really use them. This one you can see has a little bit more. It's not my favorite. So, of course, but even that, I mean, there's not a whole lot left. So I'm going to go in with, because I usually always use Flirt, or I will use, what's the other one? Play? Yeah, Play. This one. Like, this one's empty. Like, there's nothing. That's it. So, that one is my most used. So, I am going to go in with a brush, and I'm going to do it this way because I find that I have more control when I do it this way. And then I just kind of tap it off on my hand. You can see how pretty that is. Okay. And I think I'm just gonna do like a neutral lip. So, but even if you want to do like a pink lip, it will look really pretty regardless, because the shades are very soft and blendable. And I do run a little bit down the center of my nose. You could carry it like a lot of people you see now, they're carrying it all the way across and down. I don't come here with it, but I will go down the side. And I just kind of go like in a C because I want to lift everything, okay? And then what I'll do is I'll go back in with that Damp Beauty Blender. And again, I am just pouncing. I'm not moving the product. I'm pouncing it and melting it into my skin. Okay. And this just ensures that there's no harsh lines. You can't see where one product starts and the other ends because it just blends in beautifully by doing it this way. Now, is this the way everybody wants to do it? No, everybody has their own way. This is what works for me and I find looks the prettiest. So now we're going to go in with a little bit of highlight, and I am going to use the Midnight Touch highlighter. So I do just go right here with it, and I don't put a lot, okay? It's just a little tiny bit, and then I'm going to blend that out. And that's pretty much the only spot I put it on, to be honest. And then I just go back in with that same brush that I used the blush with, and I just tap that in. And the reason I use the same brush as the blush is because it's not going to pick up where I put the blush. It's actually just going to blend the two. So you can still see that, you can see that highlighter, but it just blends it in really pretty. And it just gives this subtle little something, a little glow underneath. Instead of being like so bam in your face, you still see it when I move, okay? Now for eyes, I was gonna say for lips. For eyes, we are going to put a little bit of powder on the lid because I like to have a little powder base on my lid to put my shadow on top of, because it helps to keep it from creasing. But this is pretty much the only place you'll see me put a powder. Sometimes I will go over with the translucent powder in the summer if it's like really hot. I also use my translucent powder to set my lipstick with, my liquid matte lipsticks. But most of the time, if you see me using powder on my face for some reason, it's our translucent, okay? Difference between the translucent and the regular powder obviously is our regular powders come in different shades. So depending on what shade you go, it will deposit some color pigment onto your face, okay? Where this one, it's going to just blend in. It goes on, you can see like it looks white, but once you put it on your face, it disappears because obviously you'd be using a brush. So obviously you can see, okay, like it doesn't leave a white cast. It just mattifies the area that you're looking to mattify. But when I put it on my brush, you can see. So it doesn't come off on your skin as white. Now this one, let me wipe this off. So obviously, I don't know if you'll be able to tell on camera, but you can see how it leaves a little bit of a base color, okay, versus that one. This one tends to brighten also, and this one will add a little color. So that's the differences between the powders, okay? As far as eyeshadow, I think today I'm gonna go, because of what I have on, I want to kind of keep it bright, and I want to do something kind of fun, even though I'm not going anywhere really, but still. I have a video to do for paparazzi for the jewelry, so I'm going to be doing that. So I do want to have a little bit of makeup on. This is the Velvet Dusk. You can tell these are really pretty, but I don't think I want that because it's not really bright enough. Then we have Violet Skies, which is a beautiful, beautiful palette. And I think that's what I'm going to go in with today, because I want it to be a little bright. I have like blues and yellows, so I could go in with that. Or I could go in with our Rose Dune, which is really pretty pinks. We have a lot of eyeshadow palettes. We have our Lost Lagoon, which I think, well, actually, this might look really pretty with the shirt too, because it has the, but I don't know. So we have that one. And then we have our Mirage palette, which is gorgeous. It's all mattes. Okay. And then we have the Desert Sands, which is beautiful. But I think I'm going to go in, I'm going to use a couple of shades from the Violet Skies, because honestly, I don't use this palette as much as I should. I just don't for some reason. I don't know why, but I'm going to take our double-ended brushes from Farmasi. I love these brushes. And I think in the crease, let's see, what do I want to do in the crease? I think I'm going to go in the crease with this one. I know this is going to be kind of odd because it's probably more of a shade that would go on the lid, but I'm going to put it in the crease. And I'm going to put the lighter shade on my lid. So I'm just doing windshield wiper motions and putting that. Now, if you have hooded eyes, you can go up a little bit more so that it gives the illusion of a bigger eyelid. Like, it gives you a little bit more of a illusion of a bigger space to work with. Because I know when I close my eyes completely, you don't see a whole lot of eyelid. So you want to look forward, and you'd want to just bring it up a little bit. But you need to look forward and keep your eyes the way that they would be when you're just standing, okay? You don't want to close them. You don't want to look up. You just want to look forward and bring that product up a little bit. Okay, so you can see here is where my regular lid ends. On here now I've brought it up just a tad. And again, you're just placing it in the crease. I set it, and then I'll bring it up a little bit. And as I do that, I now change the position of my lid, my eye, I should say. I look forward, and I keep my eye open the way I would be if I'm just standing talking to someone. And I'm blending that. Okay, so you can see the difference it makes. It gives the illusion that my lids are a little bit bigger than what they actually are. And then what I'll do is now I will change and kind of be looking up a little bit more. Instead of straight, I'm tilting my head up a little bit, back a little bit, and I am just going back. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a fluffy brush that has no product on it, and I am going to soften the edges. The fluffier the brush, the softer it will be to blur out those edges without taking product off. If you go in with a stiffer brush, you're going to remove a lot of that color, and I don't want to do that. I just want to soften it. I don't want it to be a harsh line. Okay, so the softer the brush, the more blurred out it's going to be. And I'm not going hard against my skin. I'm using the end, and I'm just applying very light pressure and just blurring it out. Okay, then I'm going to go in with this shade right here, and I'm going to use my finger. It's a really pretty light purple, and I'm going to place that on the lid. It's like very close to my actual lid color, just with a hint of purple. So it's going to add some lightness. And don't be afraid, like when you look at these colors, okay, you'd be like, oh my God, but this is the color we have in my crease. And you can see how pretty it is once we've put it on the eye. So it looks really bright, but once you blend it out and blur it out, it softens it, and it just looks so pretty. And then this is the lid color. Even this shade, you guys, it's beautiful for like a little pop. You could actually put this in the center and do a halo with this, or put a little tiny bit on the inner corner, even though it is a little bit of a darker shade. But look how pretty those are. And even this glitter shade, it has a glitter to it, but it's not I'm gonna say chalky. It's not like harsh. You're not gonna feel that. And look how pretty that is. Okay, this is another beautiful color that you could put like right in the center, or use that on your lid. Okay, they're really, really pretty shades, and they're all so blendable, which is so nice. Some shades you get, some eyeshadows, they're just horrible to blend out. Ours are really nice. They're really smooth and silky and velvety, and they blend out like an absolute dream. Now, if you wanted to put a little bit of something up above to brighten out, you could. I'm not. This middle shade here is also really pretty to do a halo eye with. It's almost like an opalescent, like a mother of pearl shade. Look how pretty. I don't know if that's going to come off on camera, but can you see like how if I move my fingers, you get purples, pinks, a little bit of turquoise in there, a little bit of blue. Like this palette's so pretty. And then we have this really pretty gold. So really, really nice, you guys. This is the Violet Skies. I'm going to go underneath and put a little bit of that purple underneath as soon as I find my brush. So I'm going to go on in with that same color we did on the lid. Okay, and I'm going to just run it underneath, and I may add a little touch of the darker purple. Okay, so you could go in with that other purple that we used in the crease, and you could add a touch just to the outer. I don't take it all the way across. I just concentrate it right on the outer. Okay. And that way it won't close my eye in. It just kind of draws your eye this way instead of going inwards. And then we have that lighter shade on the outer part. So that is Violet Skies. So pretty, you guys. Now we're going to go in with mascara. I'm going to use Zen mascara today. This is our most affordable mascara. Not that any of them are that expensive. All our mascaras are pretty affordable, to be honest with you guys. But this is our most affordable. And to me, this does the most, which is ironic. It gives you length, it gives you volume, it gives you definition, it gives you pigment. The wand is a pretty unique wand. You're going to get your taller bristles and curvature on the top. And then if you flip it, it gets smaller bristles and a flatter top to it. So what I do normally is I go in on the flatter side first. I'm just looking at my other vanity mirror because it's a little bit closer to me. So I go in with the flat side first. And I do a good coat of that. Then I just kind of work it so it separates all the lashes. Okay. Then I'll go back in. And then I take the rounder side, and this is what's going to help curl a little bit, and it's going to elongate those lashes. So if you want a really good mascara, but you don't want to spend a lot of money, you guys, this will not flake on you. It doesn't get goopy, it doesn't get clumpy. It has an amazing pigment to it. So, I mean, it gives you really beautiful, dark, black lashes. And it is so, so affordable. Okay, so let me look up for you guys so you can see. So, without width, this is straight. And if I look down, I mean, how incredible is that? I mean, the difference is, is just undeniable. The difference. It's like night and day. And then I'll do the bottom lashes. Now we do have several other mascaras. We have the Double Lash, we have Full Blast, we have Infinilash. We are currently, because I have had a few people ask me, we're currently out of stock on our lash primer. I'm not sure when it will be back in stock, but I'll keep you guys posted on that. We have a white-based primer, lash primer, and people love it. Okay, I'm going to go in with the rounded part. These lashes tend to go inwards, so I have to work with them a little bit more than the other eye because they don't, they want to go this way all the time. So I have to kind of coerce them to go in the opposite direction. Otherwise, they look really weird. But this brush latches on so well that it doesn't take a lot for me to get them to where they need to be, to push them back to that side. Okay, you can see like they fall where they need to fall once I use the tip of the wand. All right, and then we're going to go in and we're going to do the bottoms. You can do the flat part, you can do the round part, it doesn't really matter. I take the end of the wand just to elongate those lashes. Okay. Like I go first regularly, oh my God, regular, and then I'll take the end of the wand and just elongates them, and it really makes sure that I'm getting every single lash, even the ones in the very far corner. Okay. Okay. So there you go, guys. Zen mascara. Can you go in with another coat? Absolutely. If you want to, you could. You can go in and, you know, do another coat. Okay. I tend to stick with one coat, to be honest, because for me, I feel that's just enough. But look at how stinking beautiful my lashes look and how long. Like, it's insane, you guys. Look at that. I mean, Zen mascara. If I was to tell you to buy one mascara, I would tell you buy Zen. Just try it. Infinalash is a little bit of a wetter formula. It can get a little bit messier, in my opinion. But I love the Infinalash for the bottom lashes. It works wonders. Full Blast is so good. It is a little bit harder to do your bottom lashes with Full Blast because the wand and the brush is a little bit bigger. So you do have to go a little bit slower, take your time. But all the mascaras from Farmasi are amazing, you guys. I love, love, love our mascaras. I mean, I have tried every mascara known to man, and let me tell you, I have never found a better mascara than Farmasi's. I just haven't. And I'm not lying either. Like, I try, let me show you. I try other mascaras. I love mascara, okay? These are all drugstore mascaras that I've tried. I got even It's Real from Benefit. And I, honest to God, I can tell you, I always go back to Farmasi. Always. Always, always. But I always buy new mascaras that come out because I'm always looking to compare and to see, you know, the differences, and if I can find one that is comparable or a little bit better, because I keep it real with you guys. I mean, you know, it is what it is. We don't always use the same makeup all the time. We don't have to just use one brand. Like, I can sell Farmasi and use Farmasi, but I can also use other stuff too. I mean, you know, like, I'm not gonna go to jail if I use something else along with my Farmasi stuff. So, I mean, I always keep it real with you guys. You know, I love makeup. I like to try different makeups and stuff. So, yeah, you know, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. So I am going to go in with, do I have a lip liner that's going to do for this? No, right? Okay, we're not going to go in with lip liner because I want to try this one, and I don't have a lip liner that's going to match. This is in the shade Tongue Tied. So that's what we're going to go with. I might ombre it out a little bit because it is a little bit bright and deep. So let me first of all, let me clear this stuff off. The stuff that I did not. Oops. Oh my God, Charlotte. Seriously? Really? Jeez. I am making such a mess. I just want to keep out what I used so that I can show you that. Oh, my goodness. And the rest I'm going to put somewhere else because I can't even move on my desk right now, and I need to move this forward a little. All right, so this is our liquid matte lipstick in the shade Tongue Tied. Our lipsticks go on matte. I mean, wet. They dry down to a matte. They are so good. Now, normally, I would have used a lip liner because this is a darker shade. I just feel like it makes it so much easier. But since we don't have one that would match, we're going to wing it. So as I was saying, they go on wet, dry down to a matte finish. They're going to last you most of the day, depending on what you're doing. Obviously, if you're eating a lot of greasy food and stuff like that, you're going to have to reapply maybe a little bit sooner than you normally would. But for the most part, they are very long wearing. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my finger and I'm just blending that in. And it also helps to soften the edges. I don't like a harsh edge on my lipstick. Okay. I don't really have a Cupid's bow, so I try to create one the best way I know how. Now, if you wanted to ombre this out, you guys, you could put a little lighter in the center. You could go in with, what could we go in with? And we could probably lighten and brighten it a little bit. This is, what is this one? This is Baby Doll. We could actually go in the center here with Baby Doll. And kind of ombre out a little bit. And just kind of lighten it up a little. Not that it wasn't pretty before, because it definitely was. But I think this shade just kind of picks up that eye shade a little bit better. So you still get a pop of color on the lips, but not so dramatic. Okay. And that's it, you guys. So that's our look. You could spray with a finishing spray with our finishing spray if you wanted to, our setting spray, the time locker spray. You could do that if you wanted to. I don't, honestly, I never do. I'm just keeping it real. I never use a setting spray, but you can if you want to. So what we did is we started out with our elixir oil. We went into the next step, which was our primer, our illuminating primer. Okay, so let me put this up here. You could also put a gloss on top of this too, and that would look really pretty too, if you wanted to do that. Then we used 2 shades of concealer. So you're going to pick whatever shades of concealer you want. If you want to use your concealer as foundation, pick whatever shades that you want. If you want to just do 1 shade, you can. If you want to do a couple of shades to give a little bit of highlight and a little bit of brightness and something that's exactly the same shade, you can do 3, you can do 2, you can do just 1. It's up to you. So pick your concealers of choice, or like I said, you can go in with BB and CC together or separately. You could go in with your VFX, which is a full coverage all day foundation. It's a camera ready foundation. It's great for taking pictures, and I know weddings are coming up, proms are coming up. That would be a great foundation for those things. Or if you just like a full glam look, okay, a full coverage foundation, that would be the one that you would go with. But like I said, for proms and weddings, oh my God, you need to try the VFX. You will not be sorry. We also have another one. It's called Air Glow. I personally do not like the Air Glow on me, but I know a lot of people that do love it. It's almost like a tinted serum. And I would suggest getting the samples first of the Air Glow. Like this is a sample of Air Glow. I suggest doing that first to match yourself and to see if you like the consistency of it, because not everyone has when they've gotten it, it's not been what they thought. I think that's what I'm trying to say. So I would say get the samples and try the samples. A lot of people love Air Glow. Absolutely love, especially people that have like drier skin, more mature skin. They love it. I personally did not. It's not one of my favorites. Like I said, I love doing the concealer, or I love doing the BB and CC. That's my preference. Then we went in with our highlighter from Midnight Touch. That's what we used for highlight. Then we did Smize for our contour to add some warmth back in. Then we used the shade Fresh for our blush, which is a super pretty color. We have several shades of blush, and then we have Smize for contour, and we have another shade for contour, which is a little more yellow based, and a little more yellow gray beige, if that makes sense. So that would be the second choice, or you can go in with Midnight Touch. Then we used our Violet Skies palette, our eyeshadow palette, Violet Skies. We used this shade and we used this shade on the eyes. So, so pretty. We used our Zen mascara, okay? Beautiful mascara all around. And then we used Baby Doll and Tongue Tied on our lips for our liquid matte lipsticks. You guys, you will not be sorry. Even if you've never been a fan of liquid lipsticks, try Farmasi's liquid matte lipsticks, because I'm telling you, you will be so impressed. They're not drying. They're not going to cake up. They're not going to crumble on your lips. They're really comfortable, really, really comfortable. And you can add a gloss on top if you want. We have some really pretty glosses. I just actually ordered some more glosses because I'm out of a lot of them. But we have this really pretty purple, which would look really pretty on top of that. We have some pretty like golds and coppers, beautiful for the summer. We have this chocolate brown one, which is amazing. Then we have our different style bullet lipsticks. We have BB Glaze lipsticks, which, you guys, they go on like a chapstick, but they have a tint to them. They're going to add hydration and shine to your lips, and they feel amazing. Then we have our just our lip balm, which I love. Then we have bullet style lipsticks in different shades. These two, I don't even know if these still are available, but I don't even know if this is still available, because I haven't ordered a bullet lipstick from them from a while, because I usually just always use the liquid matte. But this combo right here together is amazing. I know it looks odd, but these two together, I've done a video on this. Beautiful, beautiful, let me tell you. Absolutely beautiful. And as far as like liquid mattes, this is all the liquid mattes that we have, except I'm missing one. I have to reorder. It's I think the one that's missing is Nude Essence, maybe. I believe it's Nude Essence, but this is all the shades that we have, okay? So all of these here, beautiful, beautiful shades. So many to choose from, you guys. Like, there's a shade for everybody. So that's it, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you like any of these products, you can go buy them on my website. I will leave the link for the website on this video. If you have questions, message me. If you want me to do swatches of anything, let me know. If you want samples of something, let me know. If we have a sample, I'll be more than happy to mail it out to you at no charge to you. Just let me know. And if you have questions about what I use, why I like it, if there's products that you're thinking about using, but you're not sure if it would be a good match for you, let me know and I'll help you. I've been with Farmasi for 5 years. And like I said, there's something for everybody. Farmasi is kind of like, I would say, like a tiered pricing point, because we have something for everybody. There's price points for everybody. We have makeup, we have skincare, we have fragrance, we have health and wellness, we have a men's line. There's so much that Farmasi offers. It's kind of like a one-stop shop. Our health and wellness is superb. We have so many health and wellness products to choose from. We have weight management products. We are European standards, so that speaks volumes. We ban over 1,300 chemicals and toxic things that are allowed in the United States. So, you know, it's up to you. If you are someone who cares about what you're putting on your skin and what's getting into your bloodstream and all that, you might want to consider Farmasi. Just saying. But yeah, if you need any help, you guys, that's what I'm here for. And as always, thank you to all my customers. Thank you to everyone who places orders from me. Thank you for all the people that have signed up to join my team. I so appreciate you guys. And I hope that you're all loving Farmasi as much as I do. And I hope that you will have a great weekend. Take care, and I will see you back here soon. Bye.